Well, the Osun APC governorship race has now exploded into controversy. 7 aspirants disqualified, including Senator Iyola Omisore, former Deputy Governor Benedict Alabi, there's Akin Ogunbiyi, there's Babajide Omowurare, who was on the show last week, Thursday, and quite a number of them there were with accusations ranging from forged reports, external interference, and what Senator Omisore himself calls the biggest joke of 2025. I'm joined now by political affairs analyst Ladi Awotide to break down exactly what this crisis means for internal democracy and for the future of the APC in Osun State. Mr. Awotide, thank you for joining us. 7 aspirants, including some of the biggest political figures in Osun, were disqualified in one sweep. From your reading of the party constitution and recent political dynamics, how unusual is this kind of mass disqualification?
Okay. Good evening, Ifemi. Thank you so much. Good evening, Nigerians. Thank you so much for having me. First of all, let me congratulate the president, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the swift and decisive response to flush out the elements in the Benin Republic. That was a Nigeria that we've all wanted to see, being at the forefront of driving Africa towards democracy. And also congratulate the government of Niger and Nigerians and also the Catholic community on the release of additional 100 girls that were adopted from the Catholic school in Niger. So that's a very cheerful news. Talking about Osun State, I think just like you said, that one of the aspirants, Senator Omisore, said that was like a joke of the year. For me, I think I align with him. And I think the problem is politicians in Nigeria actually do not really like giving jobs to smart people to do. So look at the caliber and the pedigree of those who were contesting. Look at Senator Omisore, Senator Babajide Omowurare, K-Rad, Dr. Dotun Babayemi, Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi, and all of that. And you disqualified all of them using the same excuse and wiping them out all at the same stage, while you exemplified one. I would say one because the other leader, I don't even know who she is. I'm an Osun man, and I've been around in the system for some time, so I'm not sure I've ever heard that name before. So, but let's even say anybody and everybody is open to contest. So you screened Bola Oyebamiji and the Mulikat lady and said they are the one who has passed. Let's look at Senator Omowurare, for instance, who has been a majority leader in the House of Assembly. He's been a senator. His job is to, as a special assistant to the president, his job was to screen people and look at their document before submitting. Look at Senator Iyola Omisore, who was the former national secretary of the party. His job was to screen candidates. So you're saying that all these guys, all of them, K-Rad is a senior advocate of Nigeria, so all of them do not know that there's a particular criteria that is expected to be fulfilled, and none of them fulfilled it. For me, I think that was a joke taken too far. I think the problem is APC has so many things. They have so many strengths. Internal democracy is not one of them. They really, really do not like internal democracy. And you can see that all around. And I will say to the president, this is a way to challenge him. If the president was not given opportunity to compete in the primary in the last election, I'm not sure he would have become the president, because almost everywhere, almost everybody in the system, in the government, even in the serving government that time, they weren't really, really interested in him becoming president. But when you create opportunity for people of character, people of pedigree, people of integrity to showcase themselves, they will compete. At the end of the day, when there's a loser, they will rally around whoever wins. But when you begin to scheme and scheme and scheme, and I've heard the assistant to the former governor, I read a statement that he released that the spokesperson said the former governor wasn't interested in the process. He has nothing to do with the screening. I don't think that is very true, because we all see the handwriting. Of course, I know that former Governor Yetola will want a legacy, but there's so much legacy for former Governor Yetola to pursue. He can pursue decongesting the port and make sure that our port is more efficient than it has ever been before. We've always had an issue with sending goods abroad because it takes a long time to take them off the port. He can work on that to streamline the system and make sure that the ports are more efficient. Installing a governor, it doesn't have to be a legacy, because even himself in 2 elections he struggled.
Mr.
So
Awotide,
I don't think that is what we should focus on.
We have heard from the minister, and his spokesperson stated categorically that the minister had no influence on the decision of the screening committee. There's also the question of how the party has operated in Osun since 2017. If you look at the track record, they said there hasn't really been competitive primaries. It happened in Ekiti as well. They say it's the way of the party to, decide on who represents it in an election. But I want to state clearly what we're hearing as counter claims, because the committee is insisting that these aspirants fail to present financially up-to-date nominators. And then the other people are saying that, well, you know what, we have paid even as much as 8 million to mobilize delegates. Are we looking at procedural failure or a kind of political manipulation?
Okay, if you believe it's both, and I'm sure the people they're playing, they should also understand that. I'm sure they know that. So if you listen to the statement of the former governor, if you believe that, then I can as well tell you that my name is also that I'm also about Einstein. So if you believe what the former governor said, I do not believe him. So now, talking about procedure or manipulation, let's say that was even an intention to manipulate, but you listen to the presentation done by Kerat, one of the Adegoke Rashid, one of the aspirants, said it was a criteria, and they put it very clearly there, for 5 numbers of financial member at every ward, then you need to pay for those things, and they made payment for those, because let's be very honest, Nigerian political system, I challenge any national chairman, any state chairman of any political party in Nigeria, let them come and show me the register at which their members pays their annual membership subscription every year. Most political card carrying members in Nigeria, they do not pay. But when they want to submit forms or they want to do certain critical things, they will make those payments and say, okay, these are the numbers of it, which must have been the system all of them used. So if you now say, oh, so people who mobilize their own delegates and they pay for them, and now it's only Oyebamiji and Mulikat that fulfill the criteria. All other people, irrespective of how intelligent they are, they do not meet the process.
So what today? It's a crash conversation because, we had to follow through with the breaking news earlier. This is the same mistake the party made some 4 years ago, and it led to its defeat in Osun. How do you think it should act now going forward?
It's not just, the mistake wasn't just 4 years ago, a very long time. Action, ACN, AC, APC, if you look at the culture, okay, let's do 1999. If Alliance for Democracy has done primary in 1999, I can bet you in Osun State, Otunba Yolomishere will have become governor of Osun State and not Chief Bisi Akande. Everybody knows that. So very much so that Yolomishere and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu are almost like a contemporary politically, if you look at it, because if you check their precedent very well. So this is a guy who has been around. So they do it every year. They do not run a transparent system, and it's not just in Osun State, even in Lagos State, Nifemi, you can look at it. And that's why Lagos has been under AC and APC for a very long time, but yet in election, they struggle. And that's because they don't run inclusivity. They don't run a system whereby people who emerge to be flag bearers are not people whom they sell, in the sense that they are not people selected in a transparent manner. They concede.
We have completely run out of time. We'll probably continue this conversation subsequently. We'll see how APC fixes its challenge in Osun and also address all of these disputes. We understand that the aggrieved aspirants have now appealed the position of the screening committee, and time will tell how it goes. Ladi, Awotide, political affairs analyst, thank you so much for talking to us. That's our show today, everyone. Remember, you can watch it again at midnight and 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.